K.M. Weiland. The beginning is one of the trickiest terrains in any story. There's just so much that we have to juggle in that opening chapter to make sure that it's accomplishing all of the jobs it's supposed to. Two of the most important of those jobs are setting the stage and hooking readers. The hard part of this is that sometimes these two things can seem completely dichotomous. That necessary setup information is not always the best way to hook readers. But the necessity of the setup info can also sometimes end up messing with our ability to figure out the best spot in the timeline to begin the story. Writers often ask, how do you know if you've begun your story too soon? Today, I'm going to present you with two important rules of thumb for, first, making certain you don't begin your story too soon, and two, hooking readers. Rule number one is, you know you've begun your story too soon if there is nothing happening in your opening scene. You'd think this would be a no-brainer, but it's actually not. I just recently read a romantic suspense novel by a best-selling author that opened with a mega setup, mega boring chapter in which nothing happened because this particular scene took place too far before the story's main conflict. Now, rule number two. You know you've begun your story too soon if your opening chapter does not feature the goal, conflict, disaster pattern of proper scene structure. Really, this is just an extension of the first rule. Why? Because proper scene structure is not only going to ensure that something happens, but it's also going to demand the presence of conflict. What you need to do is make certain that your character has a goal in that first chapter that is going to either cause or be integrally related to the main conflict that he's going to encounter later in the story. Do these two things and you can be sure your story will never begin too soon.